you can't control Amazon. There are always things that are out of your control. We almost got our account shut down because of the Consumer Informed Act, and there were just some hiccups there. There's just an element of risk as well with not controlling your own channel, or Amazon is not your own channel, so you can't control it. So there's risk there.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the Smartest Amazon Seller Podcast. Your host, Scott Needham. Today we are in studio. I've only done this a handful of times as we've built out a actual podcast studio. So if you want to see how it looks, you can jump on YouTube. But it's designed just to be listened really well. Because we're in studio because I have someone with me who has worked for a few strong D2C brands. Challenger brands that have just came out of nowhere to be something that a lot of people do know about. And, Amazon might not be their primary channel, but we're going to jump into how Amazon has become a strong growth lever. And Wes Clark is the driver behind this and has dabbled in a variety of things. And as we were just talking before, we can go a lot of directions, but I just want to learn more about you, your background, and these D2C brands that are succeeding on Amazon. Wes, thank you for coming on the pod.
Of course, happy to be here, Scott.
All right, so give us your background. What got you into Amazon, and we'll just go from there.
Okay. Well, so my background is probably a mix of a lot of things. I've been in corporate Fortune 500 companies. Intel was one that I worked for. And a few years ago, my wife wanted to come back to Utah. And so we came back and got into startups. So I've been in startups for the last 8 to 10 years. And, a few of them have been notable, Purple, Kizik, and some of them not so notable. But how I got into Amazon was actually more of an accident than anything. I was at Purple running the international development for Purple, and I was opening up Canada. And as part of that, Amazon actually reached out to me and said, hey, how about we put you on FBA and get you some promos set up? And so I was working on that, and I started learning that reviews are really important on Amazon.
Of course, yeah.
And so we didn't have any Amazon reviews in Canada, and so we started getting U.S. reviews pulled up into Canada.
Yeah.
And we have a ton at Purple. We had a ton of 5-star reviews, but the ones that were getting pulled up were either 5-star with some type of a backhanded comment like good customer service, but product sucks. Or, there were just some things off with it. And so I started diving into it. And at the time, we had a particular gentleman that was attacking Purple. He was associated with another mattress company.
Yeah, so Purple probably as a D2C brand, they may have spent more with social media advertising than most brands out there. They were kind of like a Facebook darling child brand.
Yeah.
And did really well. So a lot of people probably have seen their ads at some point. Now, you said something very interesting about the reviews. Some of them were being shown. Is this what was making it on its way to Canada? Or are you talking about just whatever makes it to the top of the page?
So it started by what was showing up in Canada.
Okay.
It was also what was showing up on the top of our listing. So you go down to the bottom of the PDP page, it was what the top 5 reviews are that you see there.
Yeah.
And what I found was it appeared that those reviews were being manipulated. Even though we had more overwhelmingly 5-star reviews, somehow all of the 1-star, 2 stars, and negative reviews were the ones that were showing up immediately.
And the mattress is actually, I think, very review driven.
Yes.
Because it's a high consideration product. There's fewer products that people will really read reviews more than like mattresses.
Yes, exactly. And that was part of the deal. The guy that was doing it was supposedly an independent podcaster or reviewer.
No. It makes me want to dive into other people that like actually just attack brands.
Yes.
There's no way someone's doing it without some ulterior motive. That's interesting.
For sure.
And Amazon has always been a place that like attacks work. You know, you can't attack someone else's D2C site like in a way that they can't fight back.
Yes.
Amazon, because there's like this neutral party, someone can like lean in and like change what gets seen to users.
Yeah.
So how did these like backhanded compliment reviews, how did they make it to the top?
You know, there's, as with everything in Amazon, there's an algorithm. And what I learned after diving in, there's a few levers that you can start playing with that can get reviews to the top. And so, needless to say, we had to do a lot of work to help defend ourselves in the U.S. against those reviews.
And like, what would you do?
Things that are important to reviews. Are they a real purchaser? How long have they been on the platform? How many comments, up likes? Or,
the helpful comments.
Yeah, things like that. Those help raise things. I mean, those are just a few. There's quite a few elements that you want.
I've seen services out there that like, you know, they seem a little shady, but like they'll offer like, oh, we'll vote up, you know, the best reviews.
Yeah.
It's hard to like say no. You're like, oh, someone solves this problem, but you're like, oh, but I'm doing exactly what the attackers are doing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like playing their game.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, Amazon does police it. They do check. There's a lot of rigor that goes into making sure the reviews are legit. But with anything, if somebody's willing to work hard enough, you can get around that, both for good or for bad.
We're going to jump into the current brand that you
Yeah.
work for, but I think this question that I have ties to both. How much did Purple like lean into Amazon?
Our strategy is to drive large amounts of awareness of the brand, and when you do that, people come to not only your website but to Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is part of the journey, and they will go there to check, are you a real company? What are your reviews? What's the price on Amazon? It's just part of all of our journey. When we're looking at a product, Amazon is usually part of that journey. And if it's pricing or reviews, it happens. So we use Amazon as kind of an extension or an overflow of our website because we know we're going to capture demand there.
Did people ever like kind of question the strategy of like, hey, let's just do D2C. Let's like ignore Amazon.
I run Amazon for Kizik along with our team. Amazon is a hard place to play. We all know that.
Yeah.
You don't get any of the customer data. You don't get to engage. You don't really get to build your brand the way you do out in the wild. And so, yes, there's questions around Amazon. Should we be on Amazon is always a question, an ongoing question. So, yes.
But then on the flip side, there could be a D2C brand that's like, oh no, we're going to lean into this. Like we're going to actually put in resources, spend on the advertising. So like we see Amazon, it's a different shopping mall. You know, there's the shopping mall that we control, and then there's one that like we don't control. And, you know, showing up there with like a big banner and saying like, hey, look at us, look at us, look at us. That's effective because it's such a big shopping mall. It's crazy. And actually, I do know Kizik, like, you know, they've done pretty well. Yeah. Let's just jump into the story of Kizik. It's such a unique brand. How long has it been around?
Yeah, so Kizik started in 2017.
Are you telling me they've only been around for 7 years?
Yeah, and actually what most people know as Kizik has only been around for 3 years, or since 2020, going on 4 years now. So Mike Pratt is the founder. He actually was the founder of OGO Bags. And he's a constant inventor, always thinking of ways to do things better. And while he was at OGO, he started having the thought around, how do we make shoes better? Shoes have had no real innovation for many, many years. And so he started thinking about, how do we put shoes on, or how can I put shoes on without using my hands? Mm-hmm. Why do I need to bend over? Why do I need to tie my shoes? So he's a prolific inventor, and he just started thinking about all the different ways that he could put shoes on without using his hands. And so that's where it started.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. It's so silly how, like, of all the decisions I make in the morning, like the shoes that, like, I don't have to tie, like, depends on that type of morning. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put on that one. I've enjoyed Kizik. I've seeing them around. It's a totally unique name.
Yeah.
Really interesting story. And now they do sell on Amazon and their site. Tell us a little bit about the balance between those two. And I think I want to jump into like one or two like specific tactics I've heard from Kizik that I'm like, oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah. So really what it comes down to is we're trying to make the experience for our customers frictionless in whatever sales channel they want to buy, whether it's our website, Amazon, retail, wholesale. We want to make that experience frictionless.
Because shoes sell by word of mouth as much as anything else.
Yeah.
So, there is another goal, just get shoes everywhere.
Yeah. And with our product, because we have patented technology that allows the heel to collapse and then rebound and lock your foot in, it's really magic. And you need to try it if you haven't tried it. Honestly, you can just step in and go. So, we just launched a new branding campaign called Motion is Magic. And it's not just about the motion of the shoe or the mechanism, but it's also the freedom to go and do, go and see, go and explore.
Yeah. I know I've got a pair of Kiziks, and you would not expect the way that like the shoe like fits into you. You feel like, no, I'm gonna have to tie my shoe. And then you just like slip right in. You're like, oh, that works.
Yeah. No need to tie your shoes. You're ready to go.
Uh-huh. Cool. Yeah. Tell us like the Amazon journey of Kizik.
Yeah.
So obviously they want to be available, but are all their shoes available on Amazon?
That's a great question. We limit our selection. There's a different demographic and psychographic of the people that shop on Amazon than on our website. So, like I said, we want to have Kizik on Amazon, have a presence there, and make it so that anywhere the customer goes, they can get Kizik. But with Amazon, we want to also give them an experience, introduce them to the brand, but allow them to come back to the website and engage with us directly. Okay. And so we do limit the SKUs that are on Amazon.
Okay.
We usually have one or two colors of each style.
Okay.
And we do have some D2C exclusives.
Even though some of the shoes styles aren't available on Amazon, if I recall correctly, you actually do have it built out so that someone could browse and like they could see that, they just see that it's out of stock.
Well,
is there a little bit of that, or
not necessarily out of stock? Just we use a lot of our assets from our D2C and just repurpose them. And with that, there's a wide variety of shoes and colors, and so in our ads and in our images, there are often other shoes that are not available on Amazon.
Okay.
So those
I bet you more than anything you wish, you're like, okay, how many people typed in Kizik.com that were just on Amazon?
Yeah.
Are you able to like get any back into that at all?
We do some things with DSP that allow us to see what percent of people choose to go to our website and
Oh,
what
really?
percent choose to go to Amazon. And the percent that go to our website is very, very high. And
How's that? How do they get that choice?
well, we actually do DSP link out. And so
Okay.
it links out to our website.
Okay, Amazon does that. I'm sure that was a debate internally just to allow brands to link out, but and so a lot of people opt for that. That's okay.
And so they opt to buy on our website.
I mean, Amazon is the third largest advertiser, so they're trying to play everyone's game.
Yeah.
Do you do any non-Amazon advertising where that say this billboard or this Google or this Facebook ad actually started converting on Amazon?
Yeah, so we know just by following trends, we do a lot of off Amazon advertising on all the other channels, and we will see trends that follow either whether it's an advertising campaign or especially like an email. We send out emails to our customers, and we will see a spike that corresponds with an email. And so if we send out an email, say, about our Prague shoe, we'll see an uptick in sales on Amazon on our Prague shoes.
Cool. Okay. Now, you've been doing this for a few years. When you think of growth levers that you have, which ones do you like, or do you want to keep try? So what growth levers how does a DTC brand look at that?
One of the biggest levers for a D2C brand is just awareness, generating a lot of top of funnel awareness. And being able to do that at scale is critical. And so making sure that you have a big enough audience that resonates with your product is key.
Be a bit more specific, how would you generate awareness? Is this just when we say top of funnel, we're saying are we thinking banner ads, DSP, which is really just banner ads in different spots, jump into that.
Our core has always been around video.
Okay.
And we've had a great team, great strategists, great people that are able to produce and edit videos that generate awareness, that get attention. And then we utilize those as top of funnel awareness.
And then there's top of funnel searches too. They may not perform very well, but casual walking shoes for men, right there, that's top of funnel. Someone doesn't know what they want.
Yeah.
They want to be sold.
Yeah. The thing is nobody's going to type in Kizik shoes or hands-free shoes without being educated about the need or that there exists a brand.
Hands-free shoe. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why we use video as a top of funnel awareness generator that then drives down into search.
Yeah.
And, people then will search for Kizik or hands-free shoes.
So I bet you're hoping that you can just get millions upon millions of people just to see the little video of the Kizik moment, which is
which is magic. I mean, first time you stepped into your shoes, did you believe that they would work?
No, because I have trained myself for decades to not expect. I felt that feeling of squishing the back of a shoe. And so when I looked at it, it looked like there was laces. It wasn't a very big hole. I was like, okay, I know this feeling. I'm going to squish into it and it's going to
collapse.
It's going to collapse. And maybe I have to get my finger to to pull it out.
Yeah. Squish your finger. So we try and capture that moment in video, which is the best way to share that experience and get that broadly disseminated across.
Which one do you like better on Amazon, the sponsor brand video placement or the other video options? Does DSP have video?
Yeah. DSP has video.
Which of those two?
DSP is great because we're able to not only capture the shoppers that are on Amazon already, but these can be people that are not on Amazon or just watching Fire TV or, they're different properties.
Okay, so are you still using some of like the TV ads?
Yeah, we'll repurpose our video that we use for all of our other advertising and put it into DSP.
Okay. Have you experimented with I remember when there was a football game last November and Amazon for the first time, they were hosting it on Prime and they're allowing brands to really target, and people were seeing different commercials depending on who they were. Have you ever participated in that part of the video?
Not that I'm aware of. Because we're more focused on casual and athleisure, we don't really target athletic events.
Do you have any experience with Fire TV ads?
So our placement is across a number of different mediums, including Fire TV and the different.
And then you're targeting an audience. Is that right? Is that the main driver? Okay, cool. That I don't know if I've ever come across a brand where they're video. We want people to see this for the first time. If they're ready for a shoe, try something new.
Yeah, when we're working with a product and building a brand, one of the key things is being demonstrable, being able to demonstrate it, and so that's where video comes in, and it's so good for sharing that and communicating that key message.
Now, here's a question. What do you wish the people that maybe that you report to or the CEO of Kizik, what do you wish that they knew about Amazon, or that what they would invest in Amazon? Where bridge that gap, because you're Amazon knowledgeable and you're communicating sometimes people that maybe they're not.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call myself an Amazon expert by any means. Always learning, always trying to get better. But as far as, what my conversations with our leadership team are around are the complexities of Amazon. And, some people just see Amazon as a huge sales channel and just say, we should be 10x in Amazon, or, so it's helping people really understand the channel, the complexities in the channel, and then how it works in accordance with our overall strategy. And, just making sure that it's balanced in the right way so that we're not too heavily Amazon, and that we're still being able to engage the customer where we want. But again, Amazon is a channel. People do buy, they do refer, and so we want to give them a good experience in Amazon just as well as on the website.
If the leadership of Kizik thinks that your revenue should be 10 times higher, even though you just told me that you were growing about 50% and they're expecting a 10x, what's the disconnect there?
Well, and to be fair, again, this is kind of one person here, one person there, kind of comments. And there's some, with Amazon growing as much as it is, there's always the temptation to chase that rabbit, and go down that rabbit hole. I'm trying to make sure that we're balanced, that we have a healthy relationship there, and that we're not getting too heavily focused on Amazon for the D2C or e-commerce.
Well, yeah, because, you don't have the customer's data. And so, you want to capture the value here, but you need to generate the most value in your own channels.
Yeah. And, you can't control Amazon. There are always things that are out of your control. We almost got our account shut down because of the Consumer Informed Act, and there were just some hiccups there. So, anyway, it's different story for a different time. We can go down that later. But, Amazon is the judge, jury, and executioner, and there are companies that get their accounts shut down, and it takes them a long time to get it back up. So there's just an element of risk as well with not controlling your own channel, or Amazon is not your own channel, so you can't control it. So there's risk there.
Yeah. I mean, we hope that Amazon gets better, like some of these engage with your customer tools and options that are available. And so it can feel a little bit like they're your customers. Maybe you don't have their email, but you can engage with them and build a brand through that channel.
Yeah, a key element of building a brand is distribution, but with Amazon, it is, a bit of a challenge sometimes where there is that walled garden.
What decisions are you making that are informed by data? Is it advertising data that you lean into? Is it competitor research? I'm sure you might have some competitors, but none of them that quite have the same look and feel as the Kizik brand. I'm just curious what you have to say.
Yeah, so you're always looking at competitors, just understanding what they're bidding on, what terms they're using. But for us, a lot of it is, what's our sales data? What ads are working? What's the right mix of, DSP, search, sponsored brands, sponsored video, things like that.
Yeah.
And our team is amazing. We have kind of a mix of in-house and an agency. And so they're very deep into the data. We look at, returns and, just different trends within the products that are selling and things like that. So, yeah.
Final question. This will get in the nitty gritty. What do you guys do with returns?
The majority of the Amazon returns are sellable.
Oh, really?
Amazon will repackage, refurbish them, and then a small percent comes back to us.
And then unsellable?
That comes back to us.
But do you guys, is there a fire sale going on right now?
No, we...
Oh, dang it.
We typically have, a small amount of unsellable returns that employees can take.
Okay.
And so that's basically...
I want to find a brand near us that has just mountains of unsellable Amazon returns. That would, if I wanted to start a bad business, that's what I would do. When I'm saying bad, I mean there's an angle of flea market to it. I'm it looks like a lot of fun, but is it scalable? Is it profitable? I don't know. That's a conversation for another day. Well, that's the opposite of actually what Kizik is doing. They're doing things, a big way, have, done millions on Amazon. So kind of proving that a new challenger brand can really do well in some of the new marketplaces. Wes, thanks for coming on, chatting. It's fun to talk with someone that has just a real good viewpoint from just a brand, a new brand, as a lot of people are out there trying to build that. So cool. If people want to if they want to ask you questions, if they want access to your employee discount, where can they reach you?
We'll post my LinkedIn and email in the show notes.
Okay. I was joking about the employee discount, but thanks for coming on to the pod.
You're welcome. Great to be here.
Okay. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys.
1, 2, 3.